Is your dick fucked up? Does your life suck shit? Is your wife about to leave you cause you're annoying? Sounds like you've got a lot of fucking problems. Don't you sweat cause Stavvy's gonna solve them. He's pretty fucking dumb but he can figure out your problems. Here is an example, you should always use a condom.
Yeah, I guess maybe you don't always have to is my point. Like maybe there's some situations where you don't have to.
Maybe
use
you
a
don't.
condom,
That's true. Sometimes.
But you know what? Let's just go ahead and why don't we just finish the song? How about that?
Show's about to start. It's called Stavvy Solves Your Problems.
God damn, that song gets me fucking going every fucking time. Ralph, hit us with the fucking first motherfucking question.
Hey, Stavvy, baby. This is Max from Katy, Texas. And I got myself in a kind of a pickle here, man. I want to know... Okay, so let's just get down to the basics. I'm going out with this girl. She looked kind of weird at first. I noticed a little Adam's apple, and I'm like, whoa, okay, let's slow down, being a man. So anyway, we go back to her place, hanging out, having a good time. I introduced her to, that Truman Show, just, having a good, fun, wholesome
Truman
moment.
Show, hell, respect.
And then she reaches for my pants, and it, kind of shocks me. And I turn, and I look at her, and I'm like, oh, just talking to her and everything. And then she whips out her pants, and she says, before, I go down or anything, I just want you to know I'm a little different. So I go down, and she has a penis. And
okay. It seemed like that's what you thought.
I just left. This just happened like an hour ago, and now I don't know what to do, man. Anyway, Stavvy, thank you, baby. Adios.
It just happened. He called me right after. Ain't no problem, but there's a two-parter. Before I say anything, let me hear the second part, Ralph.
Now, hear me out. Yeah, she has a penis, but at the same time, I'm calling again because she just called me crying, saying, "What did I do? What did I do?" And now I feel like an asshole. So do with that what you will. Bye,
Okay.
baby.
All right. Okay, buddy. Here's how you handle the situation. Damn. It depends on how you left. Here's the thing, you were fucking hitting it off. You have to, you can't just fucking leave. You can't just be like, schwoink. First of all, what the fuck did you think when she said a little different? You were, she was letting you know. Your fucking spidey sense was already tingling. What did you think? You think she had dyed pubes? What were you waiting? You knew what was happening. Okay, I will give you that maybe she did not have the conversation with you as explicitly as she could have. But maybe you could have left with a little more tact. I don't know. We don't know the specifics of how you left. Now, listen, I'm not blaming you. You were kind of shocked. You didn't know what to do. You're dealing with a lot of internalized transphobia here. Or not internalized, just regular transphobia. Unless you're trans and you were jealous and that's why you left. But, look, if you're not into it, you're not into it, right? But it seemed like you might have some hinkerings and you still kind of went along with it and you're having a nice time. You're watching the Truman Show. If you're not into it, you're not into it, and maybe you can call her back and explain, look, apologize, I could have handled that better, it just kind of shocked me, I haven't been in that situation before, I didn't know how I was going to react, and I apologize if the way I reacted hurt your feelings. It's nothing about you, you're a great girl, but I realize that that's something that I am not, I'm having trouble with, or something, you know what I mean? It's just like, I like you as a person, just the connection romantically is not there for me. That's totally fine to say to anybody for any number of reasons, right? Because it's not like you clearly like this person. You like this girl, right? Now, on the other hand, maybe you left because you were a little freaked out because you liked it. You seem to know what was going on, right? You seem to know. Either that or like that's how fucking stupid and horny completely straight men are. They're like, maybe she's not. maybe there's a chance I could get some pussy. Anyway, could that be the reason you left? Are you into this? Are you into hooking up with a trans girl? Have you not thought about that? Are you dealing with your own feelings of like, what does that mean about you? You know what I mean? Like, is that something you possibly could be struggling with? I don't know. We'd have to really talk it out. Those are the two possibilities, though, right? That you just aren't into, dating a trans girl or hooking up with it, not even dating, hooking up with somebody with a trans girl, and you didn't know how to tactfully communicate that to her and you hurt her feelings, or you are into her, you are into it, and you can't, you were struggling with what that means for yourself, and you fucking freaked out and just left. Either way, you deserve to have this girl deserves a conversation, right? Just so you feel good about yourself too. But you have to figure that out, big dog, because I can't tell you. We'd have to talk more. Feel free to call back. Feel free to give me more details. But that's my read on the situation. Personally, I would have got my prick sucked, but I'm a good guy like that. Personally, I would have given it a courtesy stroke while getting head. But I'm an enlightened fucking 21st century type of guy. Hit me with the next one there, Ralph.
Hello, Stavvy. This is Malik of the Cum Realm. So my question is, I'm a black guy, obviously being fucking late. But anyways,
Respect.
How do I know if my dick is big? I mean, every girl that you fuck tells you your dick's big, right? But how do I know mine's big? Like,
Right.
It's pretty girthy, but I mean, is it really? Do I just take her word for it? I mean, I'm black. That doesn't mean it's obvious fucking big right away. I mean, maybe the color of it makes it look bigger. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, yeah. How do I guarantee you that mine is maxing her out?
Okay. Great question there, Malik. Sounds like you have some worries, we always, everyone in culture, because of the fucking white hegemony, we always look at this as the stereotype of the big penis black man. We always look at it as giving white guys anxiety. Here, our friend Malik, he's wondering, do I have a big penis really, or is this woman just being nice to me? Well, pal, I'll tell you this much. As someone with a little penis, I would say most girls don't tell me I have a big dick. Most of them say it's good. They're having a good time. But they're not like, oh, it's so big. They're like, I want you to fuck me. Oh, it looks. Some have said thick because it's a little thicker than it is long. Never gotten big. I've gotten thick. I've gotten just overtures of their desire for it. But if you are getting big a lot over a number of different women, you're probably breezing. You're probably doing pretty good, cock-wise. Now, I would just say, my friend, nothing wrong with a good old-fashioned tape measure, okay? Good old-fashioned ruler. That's the nice thing about, having measurements. You could fucking slap a ruler on that motherfucker and see what you're working with, pal. All right? I feel like you're doubting yourself. I feel like your dick's at least sort of big. All right? I don't know. I think you have some other insecurities. But, why don't you listen? Do this. Measure your cock, right? Get a fucking tape measure. Measure the distance and measure the width. And call back, and we will let you know if your dick is big or not. So I don't know. Without the measurements, I don't know. But we'll talk to the chat. We'll all figure it out. And we'll let you know if your dick is big. But I'm guessing, pal, I think your dick's probably big. And you probably have other stuff to worry about. But I think it's big. Mm-hmm. So we've got some people in the chat are talking about it. But let us know. Let us know there. All right. Thanks for calling in, Leak. Let us get the next one there, Ralph.
What's up, Stav? My question is that, I don't know, it's been like a year, and I swear my dick's getting smaller. Like, I look at it each day, and I'm like, fuck.
No.
Like, a year ago, I swear it was larger. Don't know what the fuck's going on. Can I get your advice? Cheers.
My dick's getting smaller. How do you know? Do you have one of those fucking... Do you have on your wall? Do you get hard and with a fucking pencil? That's what you do from now on. You get fucking hard as you can, and you take a pencil and you mark where your penis protrudes out. The only way you're gonna know. This could be some kind of curse. You're Australian. Did your family, did they build a big, stupid Australian house on top of an Aboriginal priestess's, a sacred land of some sort? Have you been cursed by the people whose homes you've stolen? Maybe. That's another possibility. Have you noticed why do you think this is happening? Have you been fucking people? Have you fucked the same person over and over again? Have they said your dick is getting smaller? Interesting. I bet you psychologically this is some kind of specific type of neuroses that means something, but I don't fucking know. My dick, say about it what you will, at least it has not gotten smaller. Could we not afford that? Let me tell you something. Anyway, my good bloke of a friend, I don't know what to tell you, pal. So I'm gonna say, like I said, take a pencil, mark on a wall where how far your dick goes. Stand in the same spot every time. Mark on the wall every week where your hard-on goes. And if we're seeing some fucking change, or let's say every month. That's the only way you'll know. Next question, Ralph.
Hey, what's up, Stavvy? I just want to say the hair is looking great.
Thank you.
Big fan of yours. I want to let you know about my problem.
Hit me.
So, 4th of July weekend, this coworker of mine, he asked me to watch his dog for him. I don't have any pets. I don't really dislike animals, but I don't really want them in my house either. But I try to be a nice guy. I think it might be cool. Maybe I'll take the dog for a walk out, in the park, try to pick up some ladies.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Fucking nightmare it's been. So, dog pisses everywhere. Dog has fleas.
Oof. What?
Holiday weekend ends. He picks up the dog. I'm a little mad, but whatever. I mop. It's fine.
He gives you fleas?
The past 2 to 3 days, I've been living. The fleas hatched. They laid their fucking eggs in all over my house, and they hatched.
Owned.
And I've poisoned them. I've been battling them one-on-one, mano a mano.
What the
These
fuck?
little fuckers. I'll bait them. I'll walk around barefoot and capture a bunch of them on my fucking legs.
This sucks.
And then walk in the bathtub and then pick them off. I trap them in the bathtub and I squish them one by one. I hope they hear. How do I solve this problem, Stav? Do I have to burn the place down? Help me out, man. I'm going fucking crazy.
Damn.
All right, I love you. Thanks, Stavvy, baby.
I don't fuck with this guy. First of all, your coworker's a piece of shit. Who the fuck lets you watch a fucking animal with fleas? And not just let you watch, you should have fucking been at their place. Or you should have just gone and walked him a couple times. This guy fucked you. I don't fucking know, man. Did you do a Google search? This is the kind of fucking. I appreciate you calling in. Obviously, thank you to everybody calling in. But this feels like the kind of shit that the internet can tell you about, and not me. I would say, yeah. I mean, I don't know. You probably have to fucking hire an exterminator. I honestly don't know. I don't know how you get rid of fucking fleas. But talk to an exterminator, and honestly, you're not. You could ask this motherfucker for money for this shit. This is fucked up. And here's what else you do. You fucking get you buy some pubic lice and you break into this guy's fucking home and you get some lice, you put them on his fucking dick hairs. Pest for pest. You're fucking fumigating your house? Guess what? Now you gotta shave your pubes and your asshole hairs. Get some fucking lice right in his asshole. Eye for an eye, brother. Yeah, suck his dick. Put lice on your mustache. Grow a mustache. Put lice on it. Suck his dick. Eat his ass. Shave your mustache. Now he's got fucking lice and he's gay. Unless he is already gay and maybe you're also gay. I don't know. But either way, you want to change his sexuality. So if he is gay, you become trans. You get lice on your hair. You suck his dick. Rub your hair all over his dick. So you gotta fucking there's gotta be psychological warfare here. So either make him gay or make him straight. And if you have to make him straight, that involves you becoming trans. But I think we can all agree he deserves it for getting fleas in your house. But definitely this guy's a fucking prick. Like, don't fucking chill with him at all. And he owes you one. You are well within your right to feel like this man owes you one, whatever that means to you. But I think if you suck his dick and give him crabs, that might be perfect. I have ruled. The next question there, Ralph.
All right, Stav, I did not expect that. I am so fucking sorry. Here's my question. Do you have any personal objections to a 21-year-old man and a 37-year-old woman having consensual sex? Consensual is the key word now. We both like each other. It's my 21st birthday, all right?
Is that the question? The whole question?
Stavros.
Nah, get in there, brother. What the fuck? I will say I'm a little afraid he's getting raped. I'm afraid she was like, call him, ask him, say consensual. I don't have an issue with it. The fuck do I care? Yeah, this woman had a gun to his head. She's gonna use this in court. Respect to you. Keep getting that fucking that beautifully aged pussy, like a nice ribeye. I like my pussy dry aged. I don't have a fucking problem. When I first moved to New York, I was 25 and I fucked a 38-year-old. That was pretty tight. Although she didn't suck dick and that always bothered me. But I've never gone that young, that much older than me. I think that was the oldest I've done. It was like a 13-year difference, but she was looking good. Nah, 37 isn't even old though. That's the thing. It's weird because you flip that and it feels a little weirder when it's a man. Ultimately, I still think it's fine, but especially because, like, you know, unless this woman's being like manipulative and emotionally abusive or using her age in a negative way, then who gives a fuck? Goddamn. So yeah, get in there and call back with details. How'd you meet? I want to know it all. Hit me with the, ooh, we got a fucking rumbling. We got a fucking storm brewing. Hit me with the next one, Ralphie.
So you heard the guy apologize at the beginning of the call.
Yes.
And I think your initial reaction was kind of spot on. I usually don't play the calls where somebody calls in and they fuck up and then they call back and leave a good call. But given how many guys we've had going Joker mode so far this episode, I figured this one is definitely worth a play. So this one's not explicitly a question, but it's the same guy as the call you just answered.
Okay, hit me with it.
Hello, Stav. What the fuck was that?
No, dude, go to the police. Dude, this man. No, fuck this,
I just
dude.
have a simple question for you. Do you think there's really much wrong with a 21-year-old and a 37-year-old having consensual sex? You know what? Oh my God.
This man was fucking tied down by his oral hygienist.
Stavros.
Put fucking.
Stavros. Fucking no.
Dude, stop
What
this.
do I do? I'll be back, maybe.
Call you back.
I'm getting raped, Batman. My old babysitter has tied me down and she's raping my ass. Do you want to know how I got raped by a woman?
Oh man, this is pretty fucked up. Jesus Christ. How big was the strap-on, Joker?
I don't know. I sort of blacked it out. But it was big. I'll tell you that much, it was pretty big.
Jesus Christ.
Master Wayne, it looks like his asshole is totally blown out.
No! She raped the Joker!
She told me she was just gonna suck my dick.
I wanted to fuck the Joker! Why did his oral hygienist fuck him? What I thought was going on was his dentist tied him down and put laughing gas onto him while she sucked his dick against his will. And then he called in like, I got pussy. All jokes aside, I hope this man isn't getting raped by a 37-year-old woman. I think we can all agree on that issue.
I got my asshole licked against my will. She told me that's how you fuck. I was a virgin.
So yeah, I'm gonna say, please go to the police if you're feeling unsafe. But he's probably on mushrooms. And look, we're having a fun time with this guy, right? The reality is, he probably got some pussy for like the 4th time in his life, and it was probably some older woman who's a little sketchy, but ultimately it's fine. And he took mushrooms and he called into the show to gloat about it. All right. If anyone's nervous, I do not think he was sexually assaulted.
She held me down and she fucked my ass. I just wanted to play Fortnite. She said I could, but I had to be on all fours. I played. I was groomed. She started DMing me when I was 17, and she told me I could have a new Xbox. She would get me snacks,
and sometimes show me her pussy. At first I thought it was weird. It made me feel disgusted. But over time, she started putting a little pussy juice in my Nesquik milk. Over time, she got him used to the taste of pussy. It was 20% pussy juice, 80% Nesquik. Last week, it was the first time I had 100% pussy juice in my juice box. And then she made me eat her pussy. I didn't like it, Batman. Okay, dude, chill out. We're just trying to watch the game. Everyone's trying to have a good time. Just ruining a fucking a chill sesh. Telling everybody how he was groomed by an older woman. All right, that's cool. We got it. Oh, yes, very good, Joker. Well, look, the jalapeno poppers are here. Isn't that great? Why didn't we all have some jalapeno poppers? Fuck. Alright, so anyway, respect to this guy. I think he's gonna be fine, and I hope he was not assaulted. Hit me with the next one there, Ralph. We've spent enough time with this guy.
Hey, Stavvy. Melbourne caller here. Again. Just had a problem that I wanted to get your advice on. Because I've been dating, or I've been talking to this girl on Bumble for a little bit, and it's going kind of nice. We added each other on Instagram and stuff, and we were planning to hang out, but then the pandemic happened, and we put it off for a little while. Yeah, she's a really nice girl. She's a bit of a free spirit. She showed me her Instagram, so I get to see all the stuff on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we planned to meet up sometime in June, and it came to the day, and on the day I was like, oh, are we still hanging out? But then she was like, oh, hey, I'm really sorry. I've just been thinking so much about the Black Lives Matter protest, I forgot that we had a date. And yeah, ever since then we've been still talking and trying to figure out another time for a date.
No,
but,
dude.
What do you think I should do? Do you think she's just trying to lead me on,
brother? She didn't even tell you a fucking.
I know it sounds like it, but also she's kind of just like somebody who. She also seems like someone who kind of just does whatever.
No, brother.
Yeah, she seems a bit free spirited, and so I'm thinking maybe she's not trying to lead me on. But I don't know. Maybe I should just take the hint or something like that. What's your opinion? Thanks very much. Love you. I'll take a follow up here.
Look, okay. She didn't even skip. She said she's been thinking about something. That's not even a fucking excuse, bro. She could have said she was feeling sick. She could have said, I forgot about. She was like, there's just thoughts I'm having that make it impossible to hang out with you. I've just been thinking about Black Lives Matter too much to hang out with you. Free spirit, huh? You're clinging on to free spirit. Look, bud. Here's the reality. She could legit be interested. She also could be talking to a bunch of guys. You know, if she's so free spirited, she's probably out there guzzling some fucking prick here. You know, she's probably sucking and fucking, right? With her fucking, probably with some wind chimes and some in a flowy dress. Here's the thing. You gotta fucking meet up. You gotta set a firm date. You gotta fucking have real plans. Otherwise, you're gonna keep having this, you know, you're gonna keep feeling more and more into her. You're gonna grow attached, and something could not materialize. Now, look, I don't blame you for you know. It's just the other thing is it's fucking August. You said June. That's a little tough, pal. Have you tried? You gotta set a firm date. You gotta try and meet up. And if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. You gotta fucking stop talking to her. Because you're over here fucking thinking about your life together. And she's somewhere fucking signing a petition and then jacking two guys off at the same time around a drum circle. So, you know, it's a little weird that she keeps talking to you. Maybe she just has you on deck as a backup. But you gotta try and meet up. Otherwise, your little fucking heart is falling further into something that might not even exist. You could be right. You could be right. I wouldn't bet on it. The odds are not with you. No, it's a possibility. It is. But the problem is you sound like somebody who's not as firm, right? You haven't really pressed her. Have you seen a titty yet? That's big. But if you're in the same city and you haven't met up, bro, it's not looking good. Having said that, you don't know. She could be kind of ditzy. You could be kind of a little bit of a, you know, not getting after it as much. And it's a possibility that you know, someone just needs to step in and take charge. You got to try that. You got to set a date. If she's like, oh, mate, I wanted to, but I saw a poem and it made me feel sad, so I can't hang out. If she says that to you, I watched a wallaby crawl and I was like, oh no, I can't go get bubble tea with him from Bumble. Then it's not going to happen. So try one more time, set a date, and if not, you got to start fucking disappearing like Swayze for your own mental health. Oh no. Oh no, I was just thinking about how we stole this land. And it made me too sad to watch a movie. You know what? Let's go ahead and fucking get our boy. Let's get our boy fucking Joey List in the mix here.
Hey, man.
Oh my God, you sound incredible. You're the first guest that's actually had good audio on the show.
Oh, thank you. Well, I brought my H4 fucking, I don't know, H1N1.
You're the king, dude. Thank you so much. You look so cute in that little fucking hotel. Looks like you're a little rent boy. Waiting for the senator to come in and fuck you.
Oh, I am in the D.C. area. I'm working with a guy who I said, do you know Stavros? And he kind of did oh yeah, I know Stavros. And it didn't seem good.
Who was it? You can tell me off mic.
I'll tell you off mic. I mean, I'm sure he's first of all, he's cool and we have mutual friends and I like him, so I'm sure he's fine. But it was definitely one of those, yeah.
I wonder what I did to him.
He reacted like you guys had fucking incredible sex like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
It was like that. Oh yeah. like Catherine O'Hara in Best in Show. She's like, yeah. I know stuff.
I remember him.
Yeah.
Interesting. If it's one guy, anyway, we'll talk off. I don't want to get into too much fucking spicy little drama here.
Is there drama? Could it be a guy that fucking hates you? Is that possible?
I do have an enemy in the DC area.
But
we'll talk later.
It can't be.
I don't think so. I don't think that's probably what's going on. But anyway, thank you so much for doing the show, Joe, on the road. What a guy. I appreciate it. And you look nice, little haircut there. I love everything you're doing.
Thanks, pal. You look well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. No, I know. Listen, what do you think of this?
I like that. That's,
thanks, man.
That's something. You look a little bit like DeVito in Man on the Moon.
I'm trying to look.
As
Yes. The goal is DeVito in Twins. I want the ponytail. That's what I want to look like. So catch me in a year. I'm going to be looking gorgeous, Joe, when we're finally allowed to be doing comedy live.
I love it. Well, I can tell you this. I just did comedy live, and it did not go well.
Was it outside
Right?
and shit?
No, we're at the Arlington Draft House right now.
Oh,
as
inside.
we speak. Yeah, as we speak, my wife is eating shit for like an hour. The first, I think it's gonna be good. So we're at the Arlington Draft House. They just opened. This is the first show, anything.
Yeah.
And there's seven people in a theater that seats 200.
Of course.
And they're sitting 900 feet away, and it's pitch black. And I just did 12 minutes to like nothing.
Yeah, dude.
And then Sarah's coming out. She's supposed to do an hour, and I was like, "Hey, good luck. I got to go talk to Stavros. I'll see you later."
Well, that's a tough gig even when it's full because it's a theater. None of the you don't get any of the laughs. It can be tough regardless. So that's something. But yeah, no, I could see it being fucking brutal. Anyway, well, thank you for leaving your wife to fend for herself and doing this show. And before we really get going, I also want to tell people to go make sure they see your fucking special. I Hate Myself on YouTube right now, folks. If you're watching live, watch it after. And if you're watching on YouTube, click over. Fuck it. Fuck this show. Go watch Joe's special.
Yeah, that goes without saying, obviously, but yeah, it's wild. I mean, it debuted last night, and we're at 94,000 views in 23
awesome.
hours.
That's
so
great,
it's pretty
dude.
Cool. It's spicy.
That's awesome. Yeah, we got it in the chat now. Link it right now. So thanks, Joe. This show is just a little, we solve people's problems. We take their calls, and basically we like to get people with a lot of different perspectives, a lot of people, that have lived a life. And that's what I love about you, Joe. You're one of my favorites. You're one of the funniest guys and a sweetheart, but you were also a real piece of shit in a time I didn't know you. I've also known you as like this guy who meditates. We've had deep talks about feelings and, what we think how our country should run, like on a basic human level. And it's funny to hear all the stories about when you were like a young fucking crazy drunk, just fucking around. And so you've really leveled out, and you have a lot of nice wisdom, and but you earned it, I think I would say. Is that a fair assessment?
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. I mean, yeah, I was always a pretty nice guy, relatively, but I was a drunk and a vandal. I really like to vandalize, like a good American,
Yeah.
I took it to the streets. A lot of street sign stealing. A lot of taking of mailboxes.
Right.
And,
classic mischief.
Yeah, stuff like that. I would rip things off the walls of establishments and break them. Or I'd go to a gas station bathroom and piss all over the toilet paper, not the toilet paper on the roll, 100% of the toilet paper. And anything I couldn't piss on, I'd take home and piss on it there. That was the kind of guy I was. But then I would still sober up and be like, "We really need health care, man." Yeah. Like I was the guy that was like stealing and breaking and still like. These Republicans are a little fucked up, if you ask me.
Yeah. I love that. Breaking into the supply closet to piss on rolls of toilet paper, and then being like, everyone should have access to toilet paper. But that's fucking beautiful, man. And you're also, so you grew up in. I've been to your family home. Is that the house you grew up in? The one I visited? Yeah.
When you were naked on the pool table, I believe.
I had my ass cheeks all over that pool table. Shouts out to the List family for two great pictures, two great original Stavvy baby pictures. One was naked on your pool table. The other one was, well, I guess I don't want to give him credit, but it's gone from the internet now, so it doesn't even. There's no proof because that Instagram got taken down. But I was nude in let's say a firehouse, and I won't say how I got access to it. I won't explicitly say that somebody in your family allowed me to get in there nude. But maybe that's what happened.
Yeah, that was spicy because it was really fun and we were getting mixed messages there.
Right. There
was a lot of like, yeah, fucking get naked, fuck the fire hose. It was hilarious. And a lot of like, dude.
Yeah, the guys that weren't there were like, dude, put it in your ass. Who cares? and then we knock on the door, and it's like these guys did no warning that we were showing up. It's just like, hey, my fat friend wants to get naked on your fire truck. Is that all right? And these guys act like they never saw us before.
It was like, hey, Sully, tell Sully Little Dick said you can get on the thing, and if Fat Ass wants to, and tell Blackie, if Blackie's there, we'll take his parents in for questioning. If you're like, what?
That was a fun time though. Me, you, Tim Dillon, all eating Domino's and Chinese food with your family. Great time.
Yeah, and I remember Tim Dillon. We had breakfast the next
Jason
day. Tim
was
Dillon.
there.
Oh, did I lose you? Oh,
No, I'm
fuck
here.
me. Oh shit.
I got you.
Oh. Tim Dillon was the next morning. We had breakfast, and he left. And my mother was like, "That man did not close his mouth one time during breakfast." She was like, "What the fuck is this?" That fucking queer comes in, and he's just chilling with his mouth open.
He did like to talk. He still does.
Oh yeah,
a form of mental illness that he's harnessed. I'll give him credit for that. But yeah, man, I guess I'd like to get a little fucking. I mean, I know you're my guy, but for the, and I'm sure a lot of the listeners also know your biographical details and all that stuff. But just like little background. Grew up in Boston. You basically been doing stand-up since you were a kid, right? You started when you were like 18. But what kind of like we had Mark on obviously last week, and he was telling us all about being like a little fucking gentrifier in New Orleans. What kind of kid were you? What kind of as a little kid, as a young kid growing up? What before the booze? What kind of guy were you?
I was shy. I was a very shy guy. They sent me to all kinds of fucking mental people because I never spoke.
Interesting. Wow.
Even in my own family, I was like a deep introvert, like to the point where they were like, "We think we got a psycho on our hands."
Right.
And this is like 1985. They're like, "It happens. There's bad kids, and you got a bad one. He's fucking didn't ripen or whatever. He's retarded."
Yes. Yeah, he's retarded or gay or a murderer. Those are the three. That's the three you could be.
And they're like, sometimes it's all three. I mean, if you got like a really bad one, it could be trifecta. Just to warn you, watch your groin. But yeah, no. So I was like super quiet and just nervous. Like I showed Sarah photos from like a childhood, and in every photo I'm holding my own hand. I have my hands like this. Like I just wanted to be held, and no one was there to do it.
Right.
It's sad. Like I look at pictures from my childhood, and like it breaks my heart. I just want to go in there and fuck them,
Right. Just give them a little smooch.
So yeah, I was really, really shy, quiet, just a quiet douche.
Yeah, but what did start getting you out of your shell? I'm sure you were a sports guy and stuff. You're a good athlete, all that stuff, right? Did you play at all?
Yeah, I played a lot of sport. I was a baseball guy. I was huge into baseball and then hoop. When I was like probably late elementary school, I got into hoop. And then when I went to high school, I started running. I was a big running, homo.
Yes,
cross country, winter track, spring track, the whole thing. And but baseball was my main thing. And I got really into sports, loved the sports. And then slowly it started to come out. I started to emerge, a sense of humor started to emerge. And then I realized I could be like the funny guy, El Clowno.
Yes, of course.
But it wasn't until like high school that I became like very popular and started to do well, like well socially.
Right. Yeah, that's interesting because I do think there is different types. Because I was the fucking clown from the time, like elementary school. I was like, running my fat little mouth. But it's interesting to think that you kind of blossomed late, little late bloomer there. What was your first taste of rebellion? When was the moment where you're like, yeah, I'm not this quiet motherfucker anymore. I'm drunk. I'm fingering. Like, what was it? Or I'm shooting a mailbox down. What was it? Do you remember?
I don't know. That's a good question. But I definitely remember in high school, somehow it getting through, and it might have been Springsteen. I got really into fucking Springsteen, and I was like, this town stinks, baby. I was like one of those guys. Like, I remember Miss I.M. Pietro, my English teacher, who I'd love to find. She was kind of sexy back then. Her last name was a full sentence. It was one of those Ellis Island things where the guy said I.M. Pietro, and that became her last name.
Yeah.
But she gave me like these Springsteen, I think she had the hots for me or something, but she gave me these Springsteen bootleg cassettes.
Oh, a little Mary Kay Letourneau situation.
It was really something. I brought them home. I got really into them. And I remember distinctly like sophomore year in high school realizing that it was all nonsense, that high school was just very silly and life was silly. and I didn't want to go to college because I was like, I'm going to be a comedian.
And age of consent laws are silly. If you and your teacher are hitting it off, you should hit the Motel 6, and who cares? You know, that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, hell yeah! I would have loved some literature puss, you know. But yeah, I distinctly remember being hit like a moment of clarity of like, this is goofy. Who gives a shit? Like
this.
no longer embarrassment wasn't a thing. Like I would run around and do crazy shit, and I was like, yeah. What? I don't get it. Why am I conforming to this nonsense?
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, that's cool because I mean that took me for fucking. That was college for me where I was like, what the fuck am I doing with? I started comedy, and then was shamed back into focusing on school because of my family, and it wasn't until literally like senior year where I had that. So you were way ahead of the curve. Very nice, dude. And then you just started acting out and doing stand up, and what was life like after that?
Yeah, so high school was really fun, and I became pretty popular and funny, and I kind of figured it out. But that same mindset a couple years outside of high school is you're a loser. Like in high school, school, you're like, none of it matters, bro.
I
it's
got a
fucking
jean
great.
jacket.
And they're like, how is he like that? He's just so cool. And then when you're 20 and everyone's like writing exams and planning their future, I'm like waking up at 3 and I'm like, I'm hanging out with 45-year-old guys at fucking the Comedy Connection. They're like, what?
Right. That turns so quickly. If you're still like that when you're like 25, forget about it. I
was.
Yeah. I love it.
But yeah, so once I graduated, I was then like everyone went off and did shit, and there was me and 2 of my buddies kind of stuck around and weren't going to college and just kind of had little day jobs or whatever. And then we started all boozing together, and that's when it started to get a little dark, but still fun.
Yeah, absolutely fun. The beginning part of a fucking addiction is the best. It's like the part of a crime movie when they're coming up, the montage where it's all cocaine and it's all hookers and shit. That's the best. Now when they go to jail, sure, that sucks, but give me push it to the limit. You were in the push it to the limit phase of alcoholism. You know what I mean?
And when you're young, you're like, we don't have anything to do. We don't have kids. We're not married. We don't have rent. We're like, fuck it. Fucking yow.
Yeah. So you were shy and reserved. Did you ever have any did you fuck early? Did you have any of those hang-ups? Were you fucking in high school?
No. I had sex for the first time after high school. I had a girlfriend, and even then it was like the kind of thing where we were like, I think we had sex. Like it was kind of like, yeah. Like it wasn't like I never ever never at any point until like sober sex with my wife that I feel like I just did some good fucking there. That was some fucking. All my sex was like, shit, I don't know. That seemed like something.
Yeah.
My dick went in there.
My dick was in somewhere. It counts.
She didn't seem thrilled. I didn't feel great. I was just like, oof.
Hysterical, yeah.
I had no moves. I didn't know the clit, and I kept like, I didn't get laid for long periods of times, and I hated myself, and I would always talk to like the fattest, oldest women or whatever. And I've had 2 different occasions, separate occasions where I almost got in fist fights because friends were like, you cannot fuck her. That's not, no, bad. I'm not even joking. And I remember them both well. One was at Pub 18 in Whitman, Mass, which is where I grew up.
Yeah.
And it was like a dive bar, and this woman had not a full mustache, but mustache here and mustache here,
yes,
like either
the
side.
Wingtips.
She had like 2 black spots on either, like a reverse Hitler. And she was like short and older, like probably in her 40s, but I was like 21.
Right.
And I was like, all right, great. Like I could, because that's how I saw myself. I was like, I can go with it, because I was like, I got bad teeth and glasses and whatever. And my friend Matt Lever and Tom Dustin were like, you're fucking not. And they're like, it got to a point where my friend Matt was like, I will buy you a prostitute. I'll get a prostitute. He's like, you cannot fuck this woman.
I'll suck you off. I will literally, I would rather have gay sex than let you fuck this woman.
Well, then it was the kind of thing too, and we're having this conversation, and I can see her like at the bar, just like this.
just waiting, just like, come on, Joe, convince somebody. Not even offended. She's so ugly, she's not even offended. She's used to this.
And yeah, I'm seeing her, and she's like doing like, okay. And I'm like, I don't know, guy. Like, this is a dunk, dude. And then years later, same kind of story. I was at the Hog Pit in New York, which I don't think you were around for that. I ran an open mic there, and there was this old lady that was always there, and she was like a rich Upper East Side Manhattanite, face pulled back, but crazy neck.
Yes.
And she'd always be around, and she was in her 60s, like for sure 60s, maybe late 60s.
Yeah.
And we took a cab. I was bringing her back to my place. Like, she was in the cab.
God.
And my friend Emily had to be like, okay, bye, Susan. And I was like, she's coming with me. And she's like, you're not. She's not getting out of the cab. She's like, get back in the cab. You're both going to regret this. And honestly, I'm like, I would have like fucked her up physically.
Yeah.
She was osteoporosis, brittle.
The colostomy bag would have popped while you were fucking.
No, she was like made out of popsicle sticks. It was bad. Like,
Jesus Christ.
There's a photo somewhere. There's a photo of us together on Facebook, I think, that I'm sure someone can fucking pull up. But
I want to watch
it. She was sweet, she was funny, but like it was two different times where it was like a whatever you call that, when an intervention of like, no, dude.
Sexual intervention.
Yeah. So a couple times I did okay with, like, I had hot girlfriends. I had two like really hot girlfriends that I managed to make laugh enough.
Sure.
I'm
familiar.
Yeah, I did not do great.
Interesting. So you could bag a nice girlfriend, but yeah, your self-esteem was too low to let you aim for like a hot hookup. Basically, you didn't. It's a reflection of what we believe in ourselves, who we try and fuck. I think, you know.
Totally. There was a couple times. There was a girl in Atlanta that was like so hot, like a 10, and we like hung out and made out one night, and she gave me her number. And there was like, we exchanged like nudes.
Wow.
And it was like amazing. But at the time, I did not have the money to fly to Atlanta. Like, I just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And we texted, and it's like, I should have just called my fucking uncles or something.
Absolutely.
And been like, you gotta, dude.
Sell some
plasma.
She
was hot. But she ended up getting like married, obviously, because she was like hot. And I would just had her number, and I would just take swings every once in a while via text, be like, hey, remember? And I got that text that's the most brutal. She was like, listen, hey, I'm in a relationship. I need you to delete my number. I can't have this thing.
Delete your number.
And I had to be like, duh, all right. It's just like,
fine, but I'm jacking off to your nudes one more time.
Dude, and this was like one of those things that was like 7 years after we hung out one night.
Oh, dude, brutal. Like,
yeah. Remember?
There was a different president the night we made out.
But she was fucking crazy hot. Like the hottest.
Yeah.
And so you always had that thing of like, maybe I could, but.
Yeah, totally, dude. That's what I had. A hot girl in Atlanta, one of the hottest. I actually got to fuck her. Sorry, not to rub it in, but we had the crazy weekend. She was visiting New York. Like some of the best sex I've ever had in my life. I was still living in a cubby room. Like, it was like, it's not like I wasn't successful yet. Like, it was starting to take off, but I lived in a $500 a month shitty. It was when I first moved to New York, and we just fucking vibed. We fucked like for a whole weekend. Had a cute, like, went to the museum. Whatever, and then she was in a relationship. She told me she was in an open relationship, and she wasn't. She just was cheating on this guy, I guess.
Nice.
And then I checked in on her, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm getting engaged." And so I think I think they're like married now, but I haven't taken the swing. Maybe I should. Maybe I should try and break up that marriage.
They're probably broken up by now, statistically.
I think they're probably doing pretty good, man. Sometimes I think like people can cheat and just. It doesn't matter. They can get over it. Sometimes I think we have too high. Sometimes I think there's like Europeans have been doing it forever. People can just cheat. It just depends on the relationship. But I don't know.
Yeah, all right. Maybe I'll cheat. Fuck, you're making a good case. I'm like,
you got
what
time.
The hell?
Yeah,
It seems like fun. I'm in the hotel.
Yeah, you're in the place. Get a room next door. Fuck a different girl, and then come back to your wife afterwards.
What if I just stick my head out the hallway? I'm like, hey, anybody?
Anybody want to fuck? Interesting. So would you say those were your rock bottoms? Like, what was that like? The stuff you're like, oh, I got to get my shit together. Like, was any of that sexual stuff, or was there a clear moment, or was there anything where you were like, I'm getting it going now. I can't keep living like this.
There was, I mean, I had herpes and warts. I mean, that was definitely
Sure.
like that combo's tough.
It's a
You're
tough
like,
combo, yeah.
You're like, all right.
Yeah.
I'm making bad decisions. Although the herpes one wasn't even that like alcohol related, really. But no, I mean, like I've told the story many podcasts, and I'm sure you know it. Like I was on like essentially not a first date, but a first time hanging with these women, and I shit in the girl's sneaker and pissed on her rug and fell through her table. And that was definitely a thing of like, boy.
Yes.
That was a tough one.
That's a tough one to come back from.
Yeah, I thought I was doing well. I was kind of into her. Like I had like a crush. Like I'm into this chick.
That feels nice, yeah. And you ruined it by shitting in her loafers.
Yeah, exactly. So there was a lot of fucking up and just a lot of self-hatred. Just deep. Like, you ever do that thing where I would spend like 30 minutes looking in the mirror where you're like, you fucking garbage piece of shit.
I haven't gotten to the full 30, but in quarantine, I've had a couple like, what the fuck, man? What are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? But, you know, I snap out of it quick and do some drugs. Which is not the healthiest thing, but
yeah, that's what you want to do.
Yeah. I'm getting back. I'm starting back to therapy. It's all good. But yeah, I know what you mean. The deep self-loathing. But you're good now. I mean, you're. I think you've done a great job, and you know you've obviously been sober for a while. And what's it been? How many years now at this point?
Almost 8 years. 8 years in December, and it's funny because I'm at the Arlington Draft House, and this is one of the last places I drank. It was like the week before the last. I was opening for Tommy John again. So everywhere I go, I'm like, oh, I remember we went to, it must have been a late Saturday, and all the places were closed, and we were breaking in. They locked the liquor, the beer thing, and we were like fucking cranking it open. I was creating a distraction, and John again was like reaching in the door, like pulling beers out.
Yes.
And then we stole a bottle of wine. We couldn't figure out how to get it open, and we were trying a trick where you put it in a shoe and bang the shoe off of the wall or something.
Yeah.
And it was ugly. Yeah. I remember just being, and that feeling of being enraged because we couldn't get booze.
Totally.
I was like, motherfucker.
There's nothing worse when that you have the addiction, you're fully ready to let it ruin your life for the next 12 hours, and you can't do it. You're like, no, I want to be a piece of shit. I'm losing. I've made up my mind, and I'm losing. You're making me aware of what a fucking shithead I am. The longer I'm not drunk when I'm in this mind state. Or high,
totally.
Or whatever your thing is.
I think it was right after either Sandy Hook or Aurora. I can't remember. Whichever one was December 2012. I think it was Sandy Hook. Because I remember driving down there and being like, oh, this is awful. And then you use that as an excuse to drink. Like, you're like, we got to get drunk. The kids, man.
They never got drunk.
We're pouring one out for that. I love those kids, man. So if there wasn't a shooting, we wouldn't be fucking hammered. You know what it is? A bunch of kids got shot. We're gonna have to drink our fucking asses off and try to fuck some fat girls.
That's right. We're trying to fuck some bitches with a little facial hair, just a little touch of facial hair. I love it, man. But yeah, like I said, you're doing really well now, and you're, you know, a great person to talk to. You're very in touch with yourself, your emotions. You're out here thinking in a very real way about like how to improve, how to like, you know, manage your anxiety, manage your different problems. So I think you're a great guy, a great candidate to help some of these motherfuckers with their issues, Joe. And I'm excited. You've helped me through a lot of stuff, and I'm excited to have you help some of our callers here with their issues.
I'm excited. I'm happy to be of service. Just want to be clear. Is this a joke show, or are we going to actually try to help people?
It's half and half. We'll call them gay. We'll say they sound. You know, somebody called in with a robotic voice. I said he sounded like a horny speak and spell. We'll do some stuff like that. And then, you know, we'll trash them, and then we'll answer their question really.
Terrific.
So, Ralph, why don't you go ahead and hit Joe and I with our first call?
Hey, this is Cameron, not the other Cameron that's under house arrest. But first off, you know, shout out to him, getting pussy in house arrest. Love that. You know, rep the name. But speaking of which, I'm on probation. I got caught with felony, and I have this interlock breathalyzer in my car. thing is, I don't
Nice.
really care about it. It's annoying, whatever. But the thing is, I've got a date with like this really hot chick on Friday, and we're supposed to, go take a picnic in this like nice area by her house. But I have no clue how to fucking pick up a girl and then blow into that fucking breathalyzer. Like I don't know. What do I do? Should I just not give a fuck, or just pretend I don't have a car? Love you, Stavvy, baby.
Pretend you don't have a car. Say it's in the shop. Something.
There is a follow-up to this one real quick.
Oh, okay. Hit us with the follow-up.
Hey, it's Cameron. Follow up from the last guy about the breathalyzer. I don't know. To clarify, it's like, I don't really give a fuck. I have it. I'm not going to drink and drive anyways. How'd you get it? But that's like, I was under 21 and I had any alcohol in my system, so that's how I got it. Anyways, I don't really give a fuck about it, but like, how can I make a good first impression? Because there's no getting around the fact I have to use that thing to start the car and like make that fucking humming noise and blow into it. So yeah, appreciate it. Love you, Stavvy.
Okay. You ever have to do that, Joe? No. Do you ever get a DUI or any of that?
No, I was fortunate. I drove real drunk a bunch, but I was fortunate. I did all right. I really focused up.
That's right. Yeah.
But first of all, he's like, I don't give a shit about it. But I'm like, back-to-back phone calls about it. It feels like you care. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
But I would say personally, I have found what works with women. It took me a long time to figure this out. Just honesty. Just be yourself as much as you can be and be honest. And it might even be sexy. You have to preface it. You got to make sure you realize that you look like a psycho.
Right.
You got to be like, this is like such a bad look. I know it's psychotic. I got popped for drinking and driving. I'm getting my act together. I'm crazy. But I got to blow into this thing. And then maybe it could be fun. But I would definitely be honest about it, but also make sure you acknowledge that that's not a great look.
Yeah, yeah. You can't just pick her up and blow into it and never address it. You can't be like, ready for the... Anyway, what's a good fucking park around here? I hope you like prosciutto. You know what I mean? Like, that's not going to work at all. See, I don't know. I guess I would be a little more... I like what you're saying, and that's probably the right answer. But I do think that you could... I think that could be a date too. The way you wouldn't tell someone if you had kids, well, I guess maybe you would right away, or herpes, for example. I don't know how you handle that whole situation, Joe. When did you drop herpes on people when you were dating?
Okay, so I only had to tell 3 people total, and there's a variety. One was at a big comedy gathering. That was Sarah, who's now my wife. It was a big comedy party, and I won an award for shitting in a girl's shoe. I did it the best, and I went up, and I thought it was going to be really funny. I gave everyone in comedy, the entire New York comedy scene was packed in, and I thought it'd be funny because I was like, I did a thing where I fake cried, and I was like, this means a lot because I had a tough year. I got herpes. I'm riddled with herpes. I'm bleeding right now, and it ate shit. People were just like the record scratched, and you can hear like a guy clearing his throat.
Yeah.
And then so Sarah and I weren't dating at the time, and she was like, I think it's great. People should be more open. And I was like, this bitch has got some herpes. All right. And it turned out she was just a nice person.
Right.
So she had already known about it because I told her in that situation when we ended up hooking up. And so it was a little weird. One girl I told in bed, and she was like, yuck, that's gross. You're gross. And I was like, well, you would have it now if I wasn't a good person.
Exactly.
And then the third one I told, this is a funny story. I'll make it as quick as possible.
No, please.
But we went on like 9 dates because that was I was having an outbreak. So I just kept kissing her goodnight and being like, we better not do anything. And she thought I was like a Puritan. She thought I was like a hero. She's like, he's so sweet. He's waiting.
We've been courting. He's been writing me letters.
Yeah. And the whole time it was just because I was riddled with fucking cigarette burns on my cock. But she's like, he's sweet,
That's so funny.
And
so you would only tell people basically before you had to fuck. It's not like you don't. My point is that's not coming up date 1, right? That you have herpes.
Yes.
So I guess what I would say is I wouldn't date 1 lead with DUI. You know what I mean? Like I say date 1, say you don't have access to your car, whatever, or I don't know what fucking excuse you want to make. Or take a fucking Uber, whatever, and have a little bit of a fucking have a little bit of a rapport with this girl, see if it goes well, and then, you know, if the vibes are right, then you hit her with what you said, which is like, look, I know this is crazy. I was underage. I got picked up. I barely had any alcohol in my system, but I have to do this now. I think you could feel it out after the first date. That's probably what I would say. If you have you have something fucked up, you might want to hide it just a little bit. But I don't know.
All right.
That's what I would say.
Yeah, one honest guy, one liar.
Yeah,
there you go.
One piece of shit liar. You should be like, yeah, the fucking cops got my ass while you shotgun a beer and ask her to blow into it. That's the other way you could do it. So yeah, that's our advice, buddy. Probably listen to Joe, don't listen to me. But good luck, and we hope you get pussy. Next question, Ralph.
Hey, Stavvy, baby. This is Anna from Tennessee. First time, long time. I'm just calling to ask because this is my situation. So I've been in a relationship with this guy for about 6 months now, and the sex is bomb. Like, we both always get our nut and everything, but I'm kind of worried that it's going to get boring. He's known since we started dating that I'm kind of a freak, and there's still, like, no hair pulling or spanking or calling me a whore, anything of that nature.
Hell yeah, respect.
But I'm really worried I'm going to get bored. So how do I get my boyfriend to hit me?
Yeah.
He said he's maybe into doing handcuffs, but I'm way more into physical pain than restraints. So should I, like, slap him during the middle of sex and hope he maybe slaps me back? I don't know. I'd really appreciate the advice. Love you, baby boy. Thanks.
What a fucking psychopath. That's how your solution? You just fucking hit him and hope he gets that you want to be punched? I mean, you gotta talk, Anna. What the hell? You gotta have a conversation. It seems like you're trying to find a problem that doesn't exist yet. What do you think, Joe? What's your read on this situation?
Yeah, afraid I'm going to get bored. I mean, you're anticipating a problem that's not happening, which I'm the king of. So that's easy for me to recognize. And yeah, I think you just got to communicate. I don't think in sex it ever works to be like, let me do this. And then maybe they'll respond like,
yeah,
I want my wife to feed me my own cum. I can't just go, maybe I'll punch her in the pussy and hope she whips my own cum in my face. I got to say, hey, honey, you know, make me jerk off into a spoon and feed it to me like cereal. I got to, and she says no or whatever. And
right. You get your bib that says I heart cum on it and you hope she figures it out. You know what I mean? You put that on before sex.
Yeah. No, I would just be honest and be like, and I'm sure, I mean, that guy is going to be thrilled. Like, to me, if my wife was like, I want to crank it up and get fucking weird, I'd be like, oh, yeah.
Right. Well, I mean, there's a possibility that he's not going to be thrilled, right? But he might be, right? She might also, what she might be reading into is that he's a little less of a freak than her, right? Like, that might be her hesitancy. Like, she thinks he should just have it happen. But yeah, there's a chance that you just haven't brought it up at all, and he might be totally into it. But there's also the chance that even though it's not his fucking cup, his, go-to cup of tea, he might do it for you, or he might get more and more into it over the course of a relationship. That's certainly happened to me before. I've gotten into things that I wasn't even that into because, somebody asked for it, and you just kind of, at first you're like, this is kind of fucking weird. And then by the end, you can't come unless you're in a furry suit yourself. But yeah, I think you just need to be like, honey, why don't you take a baseball bat and put it in my pussy? I think that's the kind of stuff you have to say, like, let him know. Punch me in the back of the fucking head. Treat me like a damn whore. So that kind of stuff. Let him know what you're into.
Yeah, the hitting's tough. I wouldn't be able to do it. Are you into hitting? I don't like anything physical pain.
I don't want to be hit. I don't want to be hit. And I don't like when, like, girls have scratched my back hard as shit, and that takes me out of it. But I'll fucking slap a bitch every once in a while. You know what I'm saying? Listen, if that's what she wants, it can be kind of hot. I mean, a little choking can be, if they're into it. It's not my go-to move, although I like I'll grab, certainly by, like, the shoulders if I'm really fucking giving it to them. But I can slap a little bit here and there. Like, that's the kind of stuff that that's not my go-to, but if somebody, like, if I was in a relationship and it was important to that person, I think I would get into it more and more over time. And I think that's I think that certainly happens. Start with the handcuffs, start with the stuff that he might be into, and then be like, can you slap me? And then ask him to ratchet it up over time. And honestly, communication, just let him know what you're into. And you don't have to hit him over the head with like, day one, don't ask him to get fucked to, wrap your tits in barbed wire. But you could start with a little fucking slap here and there and then bring it up over time. But yeah, it's communication always. And he might not be, it might be his thing. He might not be thrilled. But also, I think personally, and I don't know about you, Joe, but I like when a girl has instructions. It's like, oh, great. You're telling me how to make you bust? I don't have to it's not like I don't have to try a whole bunch of different things and like, take forever. So it seems like you're in a good place. And like Joe said, you're anticipating a problem that hasn't happened yet. And just have a little conversation and take it one step at a time until he's until he's got you in the crippler crossface and he's fucking you in the ass. So
yeah. And if that doesn't work, tell him his mother's a fat cunt. And then maybe he'll kick you in the teeth or whatever.
He'll kick you in the teeth and nut in your eyes after that. Let's get the next one going there. Ralphie.
What are you doing with this Texas ass area code? Anyway, when my girlfriend and I have sex, we use a vibrator to get her off. I'm wondering, is it better for me to be lazy and be happy the machine is doing all of the work, or should I go on a quest to get it done myself? I'd like the master to give me his input. Thank you.
Joe's already can't help himself. Joe, why don't you take the lead on this one?
We're all vibrator all the time. We've been together fucking 22 years. You don't have to prove yourself to anybody. The vibrator, it's designed. You're still doing the fucking.
Right.
Like as long as if you're like sitting reading the paper and she's vibrating, looking at your fucking your brother's yearbook.
The vibrator's off, but it's in her pussy. And he's doing dishes.
That's no good. But like if you're fucking and she's using the vibrator, because here's the thing. From my experience, while I'm fucking, I want to hold both legs. She wants her legs held. Yep. It's hard to have one leg up, one. And if you're got your thumb on the clit or whatever it is, you don't have a post. You're missing a post, or her leg is down.
For sure.
You grab both ankles, let her vibrate, and let it be done. I mean,
you're busting, she's busting. Who cares?
Exactly. And you're still doing the fucking. You're the one doing the fucking. You're in a relationship. It's great. Vibrators are fucking badass. They're terrific. I stick one in my ass occasionally.
Yes, absolutely.
There's no need to prove anything. And also, if your girl's getting off, my girlfriend can think about fucking the 87 Knicks or whatever the fuck she wants. You know what I mean? I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? She can fucking beat off to Pacino or whatever.
Yes.
She can jerk off thinking about you. I don't give a shit.
Right.
You come, I come. We'll call it a day.
I love that.
I'm not telling her what I'm thinking about. I can tell you that. There's her cousins are involved. It's a situation. My cousins were there.
I love it. Yes, you're results oriented is what you're saying, Joe, not process.
Exactly. I have no ego with sex.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'll agree. It's like, don't take it personally. She's fucking you, right? Like, she wants to fuck you. And look, every once in a while, sure, you might want to mix it up only the way that you might want to mix up your sex life in general. But it's fine if you're like, in any relationship, you hit a routine sexually. Like, it does, where it's like 85% of the time, you fuck a certain way. Every girl that I've dated, it gets to that point where we both know what we like. We do, the thing for each other. And if a vibrator is if that's your routine, that's great. Now, every once in a while, if you're feeling spicy, eat some pussy from the back on vacation, go crazy, keep the vibrator out. But it's fine if that's your go-to, and don't take it personally. Because the other thing is you'll lose every time. She will choose the vibrator over you.
Right, and from a guy that's tried it, that thing it doesn't work out if you're like. First of all, they get used to the vibrators. That's what they want, like you said. Right. But when you're like, let's put it away. Let me show you a little what daddy can do. And then she just 45 minutes later, she's like, dude, come on.
Yeah. It's
the
difference between a train and those guys that go like riding the fucking, they go up and down. It's like, you're still, that thing is fucking it's over in Cincinnati and you're like still, in fucking Jersey from New York.
Right.
So yeah, that's it, buddy. Don't take it personal. Enjoy the nuts that your girlfriend is getting off. Hit me with the next one, Ralph.
Hey, Stavvy. I'm a stripper from the Bay Area,
Nice.
and I've been out of work since March. And anyway, there's this older Italian guy who's apparently worth like 20 million, who says he could take care of me financially, and all I'd have to do is kind of go hang out with him every once in a while and get drunk, maybe show my titties, which sounds great. And I know it's legit because my mom actually introduced me to him, and she sometimes gets money from him. And I guess the problem is I feel weird sharing a sugar daddy with my mom.
Right.
Even though he doesn't want sex or anything. So it wouldn't be like Eskimo sisters with my mom, but I still feel kind of weird about it. Also, he's like 75 years old, so if I accidentally gave him coronavirus, he'll probably die.
Make sure you get that money up front.
Yeah, anyway, my rent is just expensive and unemployment just ran out. So what should I do, Stavvy? I need money and it's, desperate times, but I still don't feel great about it. So I really appreciate your help. Anyway, thanks, baby.
I get the mom. The mom thing is certainly weird. But if he really isn't trying to fuck, if he's really not trying to fuck, and you do your main source of income is sex work anyway, it seems like this is basically like the equivalent, like when comedians, we perform in clubs all the time, Joe, but sometimes we get hired for a private party. This sounds like you're sort of at a private party stripping for this one guy. If he's not trying to fuck and the money's good, it is weird that your mom set it up, but I don't know. Ultimately, if it's too weird, don't do it, right? But from where I'm standing, it doesn't seem that bad. I don't know, Joe. What do you think?
Yeah, this is a tricky one. I could go either way. I would like it if you could do this, but with a guy that's unrelated to your mother,
right?
And under maybe 65. I mean, but I don't know if you're just standing there showing your tits let's see your tits. Maybe I'll Venmo you a couple bucks. I don't know. I mean,
I think we can agree. You should show us your tits.
It feels like, I don't know, you have a big platform. Throw a name out there, an email, and then maybe she could send some photos. People could Venmo her.
Yeah,
that might be a way to make a living.
We'll crowdfund you. Yeah, if you guys want to see this girl's tits, Venmo me and I'll Venmo her.
That's not bad. Take a cut for sure, though.
Yeah, a little fine.
And if she complains, give her a little back of your hand. Has anyone ever thought of this before? Like she sells herself sexually, but you kind of run it.
Right. I do the administrative tasks, all that sort of stuff.
Is there any kind of, has that been done before?
No, I think we're onto something here, Joe.
Maybe get a cool, weird jacket, like a funky, colorful jacket.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, so that she can see me from far when she's in danger and she needs help. I'm easy to spot because of my platform shoes.
Maybe take a huge cut, and if she wants to leave, you could kind of fuck with her mentally quite a bit.
Right. Let her think she's worthless.
Just some ideas.
Yeah. I don't know. As long as you wouldn't have to do anything as long as you feel confident that you wouldn't have to do anything, sexually with this old guy that would make you uncomfortable. If it's just like kind of a shitty, weird job, it might be worth the money. If you don't want to do it, obviously you don't do it. And then, I'm sure this isn't something you haven't thought about, but I don't know, maybe OnlyFans seems to be a way to make some money, some kind of other shit. Girls seem to be making money, findoming and all that. That seems like the best racket of all time is to, somebody just like jacking off to giving you $1,000. Yeah. I say, look, ultimately, if it makes you too uncomfortable, don't do it. But from my perspective, like if I was in some weird situation where some old bitch used to give my dad $1,000 to see his cock, and she wanted to fucking feed me pork belly and look at my penis, I would do it, man. I don't know. That's just me. Obviously, you know, sexual dynamics are different between men and women, but that's my 2 cents, baby girl. Good luck. I hope you secure the bag one way or the other, even if it's not with this old Italian man. But you know, good luck. Let's get another one going there, Ralph.
Hey, Stavros. It's Big J from Philly. I got a little bit of a lingering problem I wanted to bring up.
Hold on, Ralph. You can't. It's Big J from Philly. Just describe a comedian. Hey, it's Bobby Kelly from Boston.
Dude,
okay.
my fucking wife won't let me eat carbs no more.
She doesn't want me to die, Dad. All right, hit us. Okay.
Despite the moniker, the rest of this call sounded legit.
No, I believe he's probably just using a fake name. But go ahead, yeah.
Oh, when I was 25, I got out of a really shitty relationship when I lived in Miami. While I was living there, I moved from Detroit to Miami with my girlfriend at the time. We ended up splitting because I met this significantly younger legal girl, and we had just like totally clicked on the booty level. The issue is we had it hot and heavy for like 8 months. So this was like 5 years ago. I still find myself creeping into her Facebook and Instagram pictures for a nice wank.
No, bro.
Here's the plot twist. I've been married for 4 years, and the sex life has been struggling with my wife because of my obsession with my Dominican-ass ex-girlfriend. I can say that because I'm Venezuelan. I don't know, man. Help me out, because this is like, I'm about to honestly get some therapy on it, because it's really been fucking me over.
Of course.
Thanks. Hope everything's good with you.
First of all, this fucking... You think this ex gives a fuck about you? You hit the jackpot at maybe your most fuckable. You were in Miami, and you got to fuck an incredibly hot woman who has since fucked NBA players, probably, rich men, people that can give her a quality of life that you can only dream of. She's not thinking about you. Let me say this. She's not thinking about you at all. So anything that you think... It's not going to happen. This is just purely nostalgia. Yeah, if anything, you're using this as a little escape. Maybe there's some marital problems, and you have this, like, you have the ultimate grass is greener situation. But let me tell you what would happen if you DM this girl. She would fucking leave you on red or ask for money. Those are the two. That's the two possibilities if you fucking hit up your ex from Miami. But, yeah, you should go to therapy. You should fucking work this out, because you probably have some issues with your wife that you don't want to deal with. So you start fantasizing about, you know, when life was perfect, which is this 8 months in Miami that, you know, probably is better in hindsight than it actually was. What do you think there, Joey?
Yeah, I agree with everything you said, because I actually I got a text from my wife being like, "Hey, the show's starting. You got to get over here."
Okay, all right.
So I wasn't listening, but from listening to you, I'm like, "Yeah, this guy stinks."
Yeah,
I agree with Stavros. But yeah, if you texted her, he might get what I got. The fucking, hey, you got to delete this number, you fucking chump.
Yes.
And I recommend therapy for everybody, and also my special.
Yes, go watch Joe's special on YouTube right the fuck now. I hate myself. It's very funny. Joe's the best. Thank you so much for doing the show. Get over there. Go wipe the tears from your wife's brow.
I love that I'm running out to go fucking surely eat shit. Hilarious. All right, thanks so much, buddy. I appreciate it. Sorry, I got to run out quick.
Thank you, bud.
I love you. That was so much fun.
Love you too.
All right, see you, buddy.
Bye. All right, how about a nice hand for Joe List, everyone? How good is he? That is gonna fucking do it for the show, folks. Very good one. I had a lot of fun. Joe was so great, and we had some good calls. Next week, I haven't booked the guest yet, but let me know who you want to see. Anyway, thank you so much. At some point, I might have to take a week off. I'm getting a tooth. I don't know when it's gonna be, so I might. But the good news is we have some fucking old things that didn't make the YouTube thing that I might re-air or some shit. I don't fucking know. But it's not for a while. Don't worry. We're gonna be around the next couple weeks. So I appreciate you guys fucking listening. Thank you so much for watching the stream. And if you're watching on YouTube, thank you for watching. Or if you're listening on the pod, thank you.